All right, guys, I'm going to have to decide if I'm going to talk about this and then run the footage over, or if I'm going to use this voice here. It's a little awkward editing while I'm recording the screen, and so I may not do much of this, but I want to show you real quick how we sync up using that clap method, right? That you always see in the clappers, and I've been using my hands, and it'll work most of the time. So here we go. We're going to play a video clip here. Now you just heard it there, right? I clap. That's where we're going to mark our endpoint for this video. And I've already done it down here. And then we go to the audio track for this, which is 11. And these should be marked much better. Do not do as I do as I say. I'm going to move this here. Hang on a second. Let me link these so I don't screw this up. Perhaps I already have. And so we go here, and if you look right where our endpoint is set here, you can't see it because the endpoint is set there. So I'm going to move the endpoint. You see this long line here? That is where the clap came in. And this clip is shorter because we're rolling picture first, then sound. But so what we want to do is bring our slider over to that line. That gives us a visual to match up with the audio we did there. We marked that. So that's what we did when we put them down here. Now, they were still just a little bit off. What I like to do is I raise the audio all the way on 1. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and throw it off really quickly so I can show you how we put it back together. In my version of Adobe, it needs to be very, very large in order to be able to move it by the frame, right? So you see this little gap here. You may not be able to see it. Where the video file is a little bit longer than the audio file, right? That's where we move the frames. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start them how I had it, which was lined up there. And I raise the volume all the way on the audio, and then I play it. And if you listen, you hear that slight echo. Just not much of an echo, but it's a little bit there, and it shouldn't be. And so what I do is I bring that slider back, and when it's a slight echo like that, some scenes you might run with it. This one I decided not to. I'm going to pretend I already know which direction it's in because I do. But you move this, you get it to where you can move it by just one frame at a time, and it'll tell you that you've moved it -1 frame or +1 frame, and you move it 1 or 2 frames at a time until you get rid of that echo. See, now you only hear one of his voice, but both of the original audio and the new audio are playing. You know, the sound recorded audio. And since there's no echo, now they should be lined up. So then we go back in, we dump the original recorded audio, we unlink those, we get rid of that. We have just now the recorded audio. We put those together and we link them, and now this becomes a pretty solid clip. Now, the thing is, if the clip's more than a few minutes long, you'll get some audio fade, and you'll have to readjust that. And those of you who watch the Xacti 8 GB audio recorder, that fade happens much quicker. That drift happens much more quickly. And so you don't want to lock these in if it's a long scene. You'll want to cut it and adjust it as you go. But for this, this was, I believe, the Zoom 2 I used. It usually locks it in for a fairly long time. This is only a minute clip, so we should be good from beginning to end. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is show you guys some color correction.